Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith are the Manny Pacquiao and the Floyd Mayweather of this era in sports announcement. And at the same time, both of these guys have taken on the characters of the fighters that they're reporting about on a regular basis, which we got to give shouts out and thumbs up and tilt the cap to these guys, because they are the only two that keep boxing on the tip of their tongue and in the forefront of the sports world, because they have the biggest stage, and we have to tilt our hats to those guys. Now let me get into the similarities of these two guys in comparison to these two fighters. As a clinical approach to sports announcement and sports media, Stephen A. Smith has a great counterpunch skill. He always comes back with exactly the right phrases, the perfect verbiage, and he consistently dissects any and everything that Skip brings to the table. No matter what his argument is, whether it's Peyton Manning, whether it's Tom Brady, whether it's LeBron James, whether it's Tim Tebow, whether it's Floyd Mayweather, he always counterpunches him and slowly breaks him down. It's needless to say that he usually gets the best of these situations and arguments, because like a lawyer, I call Stephen A. Smith, he breaks everything down in increments, and he does it exactly like myself, round by round. Skip Bayless is more vicarious. He comes in and he decides that there's no need for the breakdown. There's no need for logic. I'm going to just spew everything I want to say from emotion. Similar to a fanboy, another great announcer on ESPN, Colin Cowherd, that is, one of his favorite phrases is fanboys. Guys who don't want to get it right, they just want to be right. They don't bring logic to the table in conversation. Neither do they make valid points. They just want to be right and be viewed as right. And in a perfect world, that's not right. But this is the offensive mindset of a Skip Bayless, and the defensive mindset and counterpunch skill set of a Stephen A. Smith marry them perfectly. These guys bring something unique to the table. They actually compare to these fighters perfectly. Without further ado, Stephen A. Smith is a Floyd Mayweather, and Skip Bayless is an offensive-minded Tasmanian devil who just throws caution to the wind with the words that he says. He doesn't have to have a lot of literature to back it, facts at all. He just wants to be right. And that's one of the things that title him a fanboy. The statistics of a guy like Tim Tebow were one of the things that convicted him further and further into this prison sentence that he's so willingly dug the hole to be in. So, what do you do with this situation? You look at this time in our sport, in our era, and look at that this is the first time that you can marry two guys. We had back in the 70s, there was Howard Cosell, and he married with Muhammad Ali, but there was no counterpart to Howard Cosell. There was no Joe Frazier. But this era, we have Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is passionate, just as passionate as anyone, has so much experience in journalism, has taken his career over a span of 3 decades, maybe 4, closer to 4 than 3. And to have the experience that he has would give you further reason to believe that he'd have more of a, just say IQ. His IQ would carry more weight when it comes down to breaking things down specifically, but he does roll with his emotion. You can see him at times, his eyes are shifting and his eyebrows are twittering, and you can see the energy that he pulls into this thing. It's all emotion. He can't extract the emotion, where Stephen A. Smith stays calm, cool, collected. He's so maniacal with the way he breaks things down. It's the same way that Mayweather breaks it down. He gets his opponent and he extracts all the essence. Everything that this guy does well, he takes it away from him. Stephen A. Smith sits back and allows Skip to drop his bomb, and then he counters. When the tables are turned, Skip goes offensive, or Stephen A. may go first and break it down analytical, and you'll hear Skip Bayless come back with something just asinine, which are one of the terms that these guys use on a regular basis. I couldn't help but use it because entertainment has no value to it. It's just so priceless to me. You couldn't put a dollar amount on having those guys step in the forefront and go back and forth day after day, nearly 5 days a week. They bring boxing to the front stage and make it relevant. So this post was to bring it full circle, or just to bring it full circle. Stephen A. Smith is Floyd Mayweather. Skip Bayless is Manny Pacquiao. Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith are the Floyd Mayweather and the Manny Pacquiao of this era when it comes down to sports announcing, commentating, and debate. My name is Eric Bradley, aka The Fight Doctor, and I thank you guys for watching, because you're watching Master Boxing. And this is where we break the fight world down, round by round. Thanks for taking the time out to watch the post. The fight is coming. Continue to watch those guys on ESPN. They take sports to another level. Bless.